Hello, welcome to Careers in Tech. I'm your host, Patrick. On the Careers in Tech show, we explore the stories, secret, and stories of people who broke into tech without a computer science degree, who are here to share their story with us to impact your own career goals and those around you. We want to help you see the possibilities when it comes to breaking into tech from a non-technical background and working your way up either as a product designer, product manager, software developer. Our mission is to cast the light before you and help you see the possibilities when it comes to breaking into tech from a non-technical background. The show has got episodes with product designers, product managers, CTOs, and CEOs and other people breaking into tech without a standard college degree, and as well as toolboxes for skills like teamwork, negotiation, personal branding, and many more. So if you want to learn more and improve your career and professional life, you are going to be right at home with us. If you are looking to have a career in tech from a non-technical background, you can enroll in Scale Embassy Product Accelerator to get you started on your career path. So please head over to www.scaleembassy.com and sign up on one of the available courses, and we will get you started. With me here today is Nutifafa, Theophilus Nutifafa, who is a software developer and he has been in the industry for many years. He's a Django developer, he's a Python developer. He has worked in end-to-end products, and he has actually gained many awards as well. So with me, welcome Theophilus. I'm glad to join me here today.
All right, thank you, Patrick. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Before we dive into, some of the things that you've done, many of the achievements you've gained and many of the products that you've worked on, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. As you said, my name is Theophilus Nutifafa.
Okay.
I'm currently still a student at the University of Ghana. I'm studying economics with religion. So basically, that's my background. I'm a level 400 student. So I'm about completing, and I'm a software developer. We usually say self-taught, but I would say Google and YouTube and all those things taught us. So yeah.
Okay.
But then, so basically, I had to learn the software development by myself from scratch, and then I started developing products from there. And some of the products are in the market right now. So basically, that's where I am, trying to run a company as I don't know, the CEO, the CTO, the everything of the company.
Yeah.
When you start a startup, that's how it works. So basically that's me.
Okay, great. So what actually, brought you into tech? How did you break into tech? Was it a passion? Is it something that you realized when you were young, or it was an inspiration from a friend, a colleague, or someone that you came into contact with?
Well, I would say I always loved IT. I grew up in a village, let me see, somewhere that there was not really the computer and all of that.
Okay.
So I remember with my friend, we used to, so during the week, if we got any money, we pack the money till the end of the week, Saturday, and then we'll go to another town where there's a game center and the computers to browse Facebook those times. So then we would take car and then we'll go to that at that town. And sometimes we go there and the game center is not open.
Okay.
And then we'll come back. There was this day I remember we were beaten by the rain while trying to walk back to the game center. We got there and it was closed, so we just stayed under the place till the rain finished, and then we got back home. So I had that interest, and then I moved from there after my basic education to the city to continue with my secondary school education. So in the city, I had the opportunity to actually now have interaction with actual computers. In the house. So from there, the interest started coming back, and then I think from there, and then I had a software developer in my house who
Okay.
always made noise about it. So it kind of gives you the what is this guy doing? What is he talking about? Kind of feeling. So you want to explore, and then I started on my phone, coding on my phone. I downloaded I think Q Python.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an app like that. Yeah, so I started from there, trying my hands on things. Yeah, yeah, and within a year or two, I started picking up. So someone advised me to get a little laptop, and I started. I got a laptop. It was worth 500 cities also. And if
Okay.
I say it's 500 cities, it means you can't use it for
So
much.
much.
So yeah, so I started from there, and then I just use it to learn. Yeah. So basically, that's how I got interested. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So from your story, it was your interest and also, I mean, a step from another person who actually motivated you and gave you a little direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. So, starting out, did you see it as something as a career, or you were actually trying to explore and then you had interest in it? How was it?
Yeah. So it was exploration,
Okay,
basically. I explore a lot of things. So it was exploration because I've explored playing piano. So
okay,
I usually see software development like that.
hmm
I just explored, but then it got interesting,
hmm
and like my brain was made for it. So it just wants to keep going.
hmm
Just wants to keep going. That's the only thing I found that I didn't stop after exploring. I just kept going. So yeah, I kept going after exploration.
Okay, and then coming up as like a self-taught person, how was your learning journey like? I mean, I'm sure it would be a time where information would be there, and then there'll be a lot. You would probably have to go here, and sometimes you hear someone, some saying like a new thing has popped out. You might want to check out those things and stuff. So, how was your learning journey like?
Yeah, so it's a confusing journey in the beginning
Okay.
for any self-taught software developer. It will be confusing, especially if you don't have a mentor, somebody to show you the way around, or the person is not constantly there to guide you. It's very confusing because what will happen is you don't know what to read. You don't know what makes what. For example, you see a web app and then you start learning something like a Python.
Okay.
And all the development teaches you is you are doing something in the console where you run and the program comes in the console.
Mhm.
Now you are struggling to connect how that is going to end up building a web app. Like how that skill of you learning all the Python and you run the code and it runs in the black thing. How does
Mhm.
it become in a web app?
Okay.
So this becomes very confusing. And if you don't have anyone to tell you, oh no, you now need to learn this other language called HTML and this other one called CSS and this one called JavaScript and then put them together. Yeah, you're lost.
Okay.
And those are the things, we have tutorials on a tutorial that will teach you JavaScript from the beginning. But we don't usually have tutorials that tell you the path to take, like
A
what
straight
is
path.
what you're putting. So, if I want to become a developer, who is a web developer? What does it do?
Mhm.
What are the things it requires? Those things. All the focus is JavaScript,
Mhm.
Python, that. And I'm learning. I don't know what to use them for.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's a very confusing journey. Let me say.
Okay, so in your case, since it's a confusing journey, how do you go about it? At what point did you realize that okay, so at this point I have to bring this and I have to put this in information or I have to consume these resources so that in all the confusion you can actually have a straight focus or you can actually have a straight path.
But, so the first one, when I began, I was given this book, Python for Dummies.
Okay.
So I read everything cover to cover. And when I was done, I realized, okay, I understood the whole concept of programming in Python, but then that was all. I didn't know what was next.
Mm.
And then I was given another book. Is it Detail and Detail? That's Java. I think that's Java or something.
Okay.
So I did that. But then, as I said, I realized, how do I build something? So then I started searching on how to build web uh, sites,
Okay.
where how to build websites. So I said, okay. I started from there, and then I saw. So the first question I asked, it's dumb, but you have to ask. I asked how to build websites with Python because that's what I knew
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So then, luckily for me, I stumbled on the site called Python Anywhere.
Okay.
So pythonanywhere.com had a blog tutorial that shows you how to use Flask, the Flask framework, to build a website.
Okay.
And I think it was good. They didn't come up front to say that you had to go and learn HTML. Maybe that would have scared me in the beginning. But when they said, oh, you build a website with Flask, Python, that excited me. I said, okay, I think I can, since I
Yeah.
know Python, I can do this. So then I started following their tutorial. So I did everything, followed the whole tutorial, and then started doing all the things. I didn't even know this was HTML, this was that. All I knew was a Python. Put them together, and then I saw that it was running, and I was happy. So from there, the rest is story.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask, did you find the learning journey to be very difficult or confusing? Or let me put it this way. Did you feel overwhelmed with the information? And then did that actually affect your learning at a point? Because sometimes people start and they also divert. They are not able to continue because of so much information. They give up and they are not able to
Mm.
continue. So since you're able to pull through, what actually motivated you to?
Okay, so I'll first of all say that yes, I was overwhelmed in the beginning.
Mm,
You have the people saying you need to learn JavaScript. Somebody saying you need to learn C sharp. Somebody saying you need to learn. Like you need to learn. You need to learn. You need to learn. Luckily for me, the person I said I had in the
mm,
house told me focus on one thing.
okay.
So that's the when I took it seriously. So it became like, okay, let me go back and refocus on Python. So that's all I did. Now, because I was building web apps, I was forced to learn the HTML, the JavaScript, the CSS, those things, but they weren't my focus. They weren't. Well, I was learning them because I needed them to do what I had to do. That's
Okay.
all. And then, yes, the information you see, I read from Medium. I don't know if you know Medium.
Okay.
Medium, there are articles there.
Yeah.
So I go there and I read some such articles. Yeah, and people are saying a lot of different things,
Mm,
and you get so like it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming. But if you have somebody to just tell you what I think that's it. Somebody should tell you something and you just take it from there. It's going to work.
so you feel that getting that kind of guidance help you at a point to sail through.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, even though you still need that self-discipline to continue learning,
Okay.
because the person won't force you to learn. The person will just tell you what to do.
To
But the guidance is very important. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you remember the first thing you were able to build after learning, or anything you were able to create?
Yes. Yeah. But when I moved on to the serious things, usually when you're learning the normal, they give you task and
Okay.
things, rock, paper, scissors, and those things. So those
Okay.
ones I'll put them aside. But then the first one was a very horrible website. But what was good about that site that kept everything going was that I had the idea to teach other people.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that was the idea that came. So in my website I was doing, it was some kind of bloggy website. Let me say a blog
Okay.
that just outlines Python lesson, that kind of a thing. So Python lesson one, Python lesson two, something like that. The interface was very horrible. I wish I
Mhm.
had pictures. But then, so I called it Python with Ellie. That's my middle name. So that was the first thing I built. It was very horrible. But then eventually that's what is Pyway right now. So I
Oh,
think
okay.
it's
That's amazing.
yeah. That's the yeah, basically.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, did you come across, I mean, working with other people after you realized that you were good, you were good enough to actually do learn on your own and continue exploring on your own? Did you come across working with other people as in a team?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
So
that? Okay,
I've worked in that team. Yeah, I've worked in that team.
okay. How did that also influence your learning journey?
Yeah, so working in a team is a whole new level. You see,
Mm-hmm.
when you're working alone, the whole code is for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're writing, you know where you are going. When you're working in a team, it's another skill set. You have to understand that now when I am writing the code, somebody else will have to understand what I am writing. So it means even though you used to ignore comments, now you have to put in comments. Even though maybe you used to name variable names anyhow, now your variable names must make sense because somebody reads your code and it's like, what is A, what is B? So you need to up your game. Now you now learn GitHub or Jet, the whole Jet flow, because you need to be pushing code. Somebody will need to pull it. You need to know how to fix uh, conflicts. All of these things. These are not skills you learn when you go to the normal programming. They are taking you through programming. They will just teach you Python. They will teach you JavaScript. They don't teach you collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody teaches you team collaboration. Jet flow, nobody will teach you this. Maybe you might get it as a course, but of course, it is when you start teamwork that you realize that, okay, I need to learn jet flow in order to be able to collaborate. And then timing, all of that, communication, being able to tell the person what you did, where you are, all of these things. These are not skills that are taught in program, but these are things you pick up, yeah, as
Okay.
you work in it. Yeah.
Okay. No, as a software developer or someone in tech, how do you think putting yourself out there also pushes you to go further, or to have that kind of international um,
I didn't
appearance?
get the question. I didn't
Yeah,
get the question.
yeah.
How?
I'm saying that as a software developer, someone in tech, yeah. How
Mhm.
do you think putting yourself out there goes further to push you to probably international places, or gives you the face out there? Because maybe learning the technical skills is one side, and also being able to sell yourself or talk about your skills and present
Right.
yourself to
Mm.
maybe employers and hiring managers and staff. How do you think learning those skills also helps you in maybe getting a job and also in the community itself in general?
Okay, so first of all, this is going to. I'll answer it very simply. If I know everything and I'm in my room, nobody knows. I'm
Okay.
in my room. I know all the things that maybe could hack NASA or I could work with NASA, but I'm in my room alone and I'm the only one who knows it. It is me and my computer. Who knows who can come and carry me that please come and work with me or
Mhm.
let me pay you to work with me. So if I don't put myself out there, let's say open source projects, let's say contribute to them, maybe developer communities. If I don't do all of that, or you see, those may be difficult ways. So let's say I am too scared to contribute to an open source project. I'm too scared to be in a developer community because developers are very harsh. They can kill your spirit. I mean, you write something, and some of them just give you some comments and you're dead. So then what do? Then maybe I could create a product that puts me out there. Or maybe I could create something. It could be reinventing the wheel. It doesn't matter. But then you start something. Somebody will get to know about you. We know about Node.js, the guy who developed the Node.js thing. When he puts it out there, that's okay. I'm the one who did it. He has already Node.js. I'm the one who developed Node.js. That's a big thing. So maybe he was working in his room alone, but he has developed Node.js, and Node.js is now what is backing somebody's whole entire application that is running the whole company. So something like that, you put yourself out there. So if you know you've learned the skills at a certain stage and you can start putting yourself, even if you can't go into people, you can do something secretly in your room, and of course the internet will help you out. When you are done and it's good, the internet will help you out. You can put it on Google Play Store. You can put it somewhere. Somebody will see it. So I think and it helps you when somebody sees your work. Because the truth is, there are so many opportunities that I get. It's not from the fact that I submitted a CV.
Okay.
It's from the previous work. So, and then there are employers who don't want to see your CV. They want to see the work you've done. So usually the first thing I say is get the portfolio site. So at least your portfolio site. So if you visit my portfolio site, you'll be like, okay, this is different. So as soon as you see that, you're like, okay, it looks good. It sounds good. Yeah, because my portfolio site has music. So it sounds good and it looks good.
Okay, so it's
at least somebody asks you, what have you done? Oh, please visit my portfolio site and use it to show your skills. Do everything that you know.
Okay, great. So coming from, your interest and desire to help community and also to impact the skills that you've got, how did you eventually go about that? Were you able to push that forward or you stopped?
Oh, yes, I've pushed it forward. And so that's basically Pyre and Fastcare right now.
Okay.
So more like a Udemy in Ghana or Africa.
Okay.
So I've gotten some people who they want to teach on the platform. So that's a plus. And we've had a lot of people who came to at least pick up some skill. Even if they've not picked up anything, at least they pick up something, at least something. And then Fastcare is the other one, which is the health care app. It's for delivering medicines and a counseling platform, an anonymous counseling platform. And then we have a social health platform also built into it. So people commenting about social issues and all of that. And then the delivery one, we are already delivering drugs to people. People, so you make a request and we send it to you. So that's already making impacts. So even at this stage, I could say that it has done something already.
That's very great. So that's very awesome. Coming from, teaching yourself and coming to that standard, I think it's very, very impressive. And having the opportunity to also teach other people the skills. What are some of the things that you've realized that, if you were the person, you wouldn't have done that because now you're at a point where you know how to put this and this together. So probably you will see those coming up and you kind of see some of the mistakes that they are making. What are some of the things that you wouldn't have done that if you were in their position?
Okay, right now, well, most of them give up easily. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them have the mindset that coding is hard.
Okay.
So they come, they don't get one or two, they pull back. Secondly, I don't know if they want the mentor rather to be chasing them.
Oh, okay.
First of all, if you have a mentor or if you have somebody like me as your mentor, it's not like it is because I don't have time for you. Like, so whenever you push, the people that I've taught the most are the people who worried me the most. But then if you relax, you just go and sit down, you're like, oh, the mentor is not minding me. Oh, he's too busy and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mistake. You sit there, nobody will come and teach you. When I started, I took my computer to Dominic. He's a developer. And I asked him, I don't know anything about this Linux thing you guys are talking about. So install it for me and teach me how to use it. So he taught me how to write sudo whatever for you to enter in your password account. He taught me that.
Okay.
Anytime I have an issue, I go to his place and then I sit him down and then I discuss with him. Even when I got my first job, because I didn't know how much to charge. I went to him. I told him, this is the job I've got. How much should I charge?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you keep following, like, but I've seen that most of us now, it's like we want the mentor to come and, I don't know, wake us up, that get up, go and code, get up, go and do this. Ask your mentor, please give me something to do. Give me a task. They will give you something that they know that at the end of the day you will learn something. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I just feel we are too relaxed nowadays. Or most of the people I've encountered. So anybody comes to me and they say, I want to learn coding. In my mind, I'm like, I've seen thousands of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen a lot of the type of you. So if the person keeps pushing, let's say 3 months, 4 months, the person is still asking the person, then my mind comes back to the person automatically. I now want to help the person. But when you initially say it, oh, I'm not really thinking of, because I feel like you're one of those people who just thinks it's an interesting thing. You want to do it, but I know you'll give up after 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go beyond report, that's what they should really pay attention to. Yeah.
Okay. And being a self-taught developer, what would be your advice to people who are interested to break into tech? Because most of the times, what you hear is, I need a computer science degree, or I should be really good in mathematics. Because that's what scares most people for not actually jumping in. Yeah. So, as a self-taught person, what would be your advice to someone like that who has the desire and trying to break into tech? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you have the desire to break into tech, first of all, it's a myth to say that you need to know mathematics. You and I will know that you don't need to know mathematics. Even if developers using mathematics, they don't think about this maths themselves. So right now, if I wanted to code, even the almighty formula that we call it,
Okay.
if I type it in Google, Google will give me the almighty formula, whatever it is that I need to know about it. I just translate that one into code.
Okay.
Now, the good thing about it is when you write it that once, you've written it once, you don't need to write it again. So why are you breaking it? Is the people who go to school and they give them the question and they have to solve the question over and over again. They are the ones that break their head. We write the function once, you give it another question, it solves it for you. Give it another question, it solves it for you. You don't do it again. You do it once. So how is this a difficult thing in the first place? Now, so that's the math myth. Um, the second one is you don't. I don't think it's one of the jobs that's it's actually the easiest to be inside, and you don't need a certificate. If you wanted to be an accountant right now, I'm not sure anyone will employ you if you don't have the
That was
certificate. Yes. But yeah, if you're a developer, if you show them that, let's say you are a developer and you were the one who developed on your own Uber, the Uber app or the Bolt app on your own, tell me who wouldn't employ you if you go to their office? What certificate do you need? If I enter and I say I'm the one who developed Bolt, you say sit down. Yeah, so that's
That's
your
true.
certificate. Yeah, so if you learn the skill well, that's your certificate. The skill is your certificate. That's why I said you should get something that you've done. So when somebody asks you, what have you done? Then you say, oh, please check this out. Yeah.
Okay. So when we look at Ghana right now, we can see that there are a lot of tech companies dropping here, and many industries like that are springing up. What would be your message out there to the youth or people out there to actually avail themselves to the opportunity, available? Because talking about software development, that is not the only skill or career
Yeah.
intake. There are many. Yeah. So
There are
the
many fields.
opportunities are there, but one has to actually make ready or set themselves ready. So what would be your message to the youth?
Okay. So what I've realized these days is most youth are into fraud. So that's their computer science basically. And I feel like if you can stress yourself so much to make it in fraud, then it's far easier for you to make it in any tech career.
Okay.
Any of them. If I've seen what the fraud boys do, it takes a lot of thinking, like the strategy they come up with.
Mhm.
And that is what we are doing here. We are just coming up with strategy. So even if we take software development and put aside, we have data analysts, we have people who just design, and some of these youth are very good at it. Somebody did visual arts in school, and he thinks that's like it's just he drawing on a board that will take him like somewhere. So
Mhm.
if there's no opportunity for that, he feels it's out. We have had ideas where we say, okay, in our company, we don't want profile pictures to be represented with real pictures. We want them to be digitally drawn, like a representation of you. So if we take you, you are digitally drawn, and that is how we want to represent you. Basically, it means we can pull somebody from visual arts, and the person will be working with us. So there's like there are diverse ways where we can fuse all the skills, even if it's the frauding that you've gotten skills for. I think there's a way that can be fused into the tech career. So what I would say is that if you're out there, you think that is the only way out, that there's a better way out here where you're making legit money, and police will not come and arrest you in some. Nobody will worry. Like it's a legit place, and it's a really good place. Yeah. So basically, that's what I would say.
Okay, so let's go into some of the things that you've been able to achieve. Talking about building fast care and Pieway. Kind of think it has taken you to, really far places. What does that, sent you to, or what is the exposure that fast care and Pieway has been able to give you?
Okay. Truthfully, more than I can count. Um, Places I don't know what else would have taken me. It has taken me. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Because, for example, fast care like this, it makes it possible for me to say, okay, tomorrow I have to get meet. If let's say right now I wanted to make a proposition to the Minister of Health, do you think I have a strong case because I'm holding fast care?
I think
I
so.
think so.
Yeah.
Because that's a potential product. Like that's something that can. So it means that you could actually walk into places where maybe usually you wouldn't go to.
Mm.
And even there are some opportunities you get or I am getting. Let me use myself. Let me not generalize it. Um, that is just because of that app. It's not because I've done anything else. It's because the person saw that and the person said, "Hey, if you build this, then I think you can do this." Something. Yeah. So the exposure is, yeah, it's a lot. You've seen the one in the. I don't know if I've sent you the newspaper, but you've seen that the fast care exposure. Yeah. So that was a competition that we pitched the idea in, and we eventually won. It's called the OPEX Prize. So yeah, yeah.
That's
So basically, that has just started. So that has all of its strings of opportunities that are come um, with this person, that person, that person, that person, and then highway like this has led me to meet people like even yourself. Yeah, so Pirate has led me to do that, and Pirate has led me to meet people of like I don't know, different, different,
cultures.
different, yeah, yeah, different horizons. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. And then at this moment, you are still in school. How are you managing that whole big part of your life and then combining that with studies? I'm sure it's going to be a big thing for you.
That's the most difficult. Like the whole thing. I say everything else is easier to do, but that's the one I've not figured out. As
Mm-hmm.
at this point, yes, I've not figured out that balance. It's almost not there. I don't know. I don't know how the day ends.
Mm.
So it's yeah, because at this point you have to be in a meeting. At this point you have to be there. At this point you have to be there. You have a class. You have this. You have like yes. So I was saying that yes, there's the opportunity. Yes, if there's the opportunity, that means you have a meeting tomorrow at this time, and at that time you have a class.
Okay. So
So
that's the Steve Jobs part.
yeah. So that's the thing.
Awesome.
So you know how to be. I don't know. So sometimes I like. I wish one could go. I one would. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you
So
feel
it's
like?
difficult.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sure, and I'm hoping that eventually you'll be able to find the puzzle. And
The balance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So, is there anything that you wish to get out there that you feel that I have not touched, or a message, or a final words to everybody listening and watching?
Well, I think you've touched on everything. Yeah, yeah, you've touched on everything. All I would say is, for the software development area, or let me just say software development tech, I think you need a personal commitment. This just like entrepreneurship, they say 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. So it means everything will have to come from here.
And then,
Yeah. So there's nothing like motivation.
okay.
And I heard this quote that they say, Elon Musk, what do you have for the entrepreneurs? He said, if you need to be motivated, don't be an entrepreneur. Like, what motivational thing does he have to say? And that's what he said. If you need to be motivated, don't be an entrepreneur. So that's the same thing with the software. It's not a too hard area, but if you are just a bit more, you see that we don't have many people who are really doing well in the area
Okay.
in Ghana. So that's it. That's if you look at it. So it means if you just put in a little effort, you're going to be there.
Okay.
Exactly. Just a little bit of effort. And also, this one, I want to make this one clear for the developers. Please don't go and learn all the languages. It won't take you anywhere. I've seen people jumping when they say there's a Eliza or say whatever, they are going to learn. Element JS, they are going to learn. React JS, this one. You won't sit down and build something, work on that thing. It's better than learning all the programming languages.
Awesome. Okay, that's very good, and thank you. Before we let you go, I would like to ask, in general, how do you think breaking into tech has actually impacted your life?
Well, yes, I say it's a blessing. Okay. Because I'm able to touch people. When somebody calls and the person says, "Hey, thank you for developing this thing." That is more than the whole money you get or whatever you get. When somebody calls you and tells you that, "Thank you for developing this thing," that's like your life is fulfilled. Yeah. So, and I've had that's like several things. I had some today. So that is yeah. That's
awesome. Yeah. Thank you for coming up with something that is actually touching a lot of lives and solving a lot of problems in our community. I think we need a lot of people like that, especially looking at Ghana here as a developing country. I think if we are able to have a lot of people breaking into tech and using the technology to solve societal issues, I think we'll be able to go way forward and solve many of the problems that we are facing right now. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us here too first. And even before I leave you, how can we find you if we want to find you in any social media handles that you want to leave?
Okay. So I started a new one recently, OEB Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's intended to just give out the journey so far, basically. And so I'm combining entrepreneurship with the software development. So you'll be learning a lot combined. So on Instagram, OEB Steve Jobs. I think on Twitter to the same thing.
Okay.
I have a personal website. It's kojo.pyre.org. The Kojo is written QUOJO.pyre. Pyre is PYWE.
Okay.
.org. So that's my portfolio site. I need to work on it, but yeah, you can go and enjoy some music there. Basically, and that's you can if you reach fast, you reach me. So basically, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I should give out my phone number. So
okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. So thank you for joining us here for us today. We are glad that you made it, and thank you also for the work you are doing. God bless you, and have a wonderful time.
No, thank you for this. This is very important.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah.